Hello YouTube, my name is the Nobody, and today we are going to be talking about a rather sad topic. Now, this topic is even somewhat disregarded among the anti-feminist community, at least from what I've noticed. I've watched quite a few of their videos, but only now do I know the full truth of the matter. For a while now, I'm sure that most of you have been hearing about how there's this rape culture against women in the Western world, and then an anti-feminist will constantly say that if you want to see real rape culture, go to Saudi Arabia. Well, I say if you want to see real rape culture, all you have to do is look at the West. More specifically, the way the West treats rape against men from women. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard about something called made to penetrate. I heard about it, I'd say a couple months ago, but apparently, made to penetrate is not actually considered rape. Now, what is made to penetrate? Made to penetrate is basically when someone forces a man to penetrate them, but that is actually not considered rape. Now, I honestly had no idea that was not considered rape. I heard about the FBI adding a new category called made to penetrate, but I thought they added a new category of rape. But no. And because it is not rape, it is not really punished to the same extent that rape is. Which is basically why, under the law, a woman cannot rape a man under any circumstances unless it is statutory rape. Now let's take a look at the lovely egalitarian rape laws from Ireland. I mean, just look at what these people do. It's just disgusting how they defined rape so that basically women cannot rape a man. Now I'm not about to read the first bit because this line right here sums it up rather perfectly. Rape, under the definition above, refers to a male penetrating the vagina of a female. So already it is impossible under the law for a woman to rape a man, or even for a man to be raped at all. And now let's look at rape under section 4. Now here it says that penetration, however slight, of the anus or mouth by the penis, or penetration, however slight, of the vagina by any object held or manipulated by another person. So do you see what they did there? The only way to rape a man is to have a penis. Therefore, under the law in Ireland, it is impossible for a woman to rape a man. What a great country. I mean, just no words. I I'm I still don't really understand how feminism is even a thing anymore. Now let's look at an article someone wrote about a movie called Made to Penetrate that they were going to make, and it basically explains their inspiration as to why they were making that movie. Now the article reads, a few months back I saw a local Florida news story about a 13-year-old boy who was stripped down on a lawn by two 14-year-old girls, while a third girl filmed it on her iPhone. The video shows the girls were laughing hysterically, giggling and having a fun time while the boy begs them to stop. The boy was caught between the two girls and having his clothes removed. He was crying. Now, before anyone decides to say this in the comments, no, I'm sure the boy was not having fun. I'm sure that if he could have made them stop, he would have. He is not lucky. It continues. I remember watching this and feeling slightly disturbed. So, just a little disturbed, only slightly disturbed. Kind of like if you saw someone drop a sandwich on the floor and then pick it up and eat it. You know, nothing too serious, nothing that bad happened, right? Anyway, I digress. Feeling slightly disturbed because it was clear that the boy was in distress. When I switched the genders in my mind and replayed the scenario, I was suddenly much more appalled by the whole situation. So anyway, no real need to continue reading. You can see the clear double standard here. It's not that tough. I mean, I'm assuming that would be the average response by anyone. Now let's move on to another article called The Understudied Female Sexual Predator. This article reads, 2 years ago, Laura Stemple, I can't really read that name, director of UCLA's Health and Human Rights Law Project, came upon a statistic that surprised her. In incidents of sexual violence reported to the National Crime Victimization Survey, 38% of victims were men, a figure much higher than in prior surveys. Intrigued, she began to investigate was sexual violence against men more common than she previously thought. And then underneath, if you want to read, you can basically just see how the FBI doesn't really consider rape against men actual rape. This article is supported by another article called Men Are Raped Almost as Often as Women in America. We need to talk about this. Now, from what I remember, men are raped more than women in America if you include prison rape, but whatever. The article reads, last year the National Crime Victimization Survey turned up a remarkable statistic. In asking 40,000 households about rape and sexual violence, the survey uncovered that 38% of incidences were against men. Let's move on to another article, shall we? This one is called A Rape Epidemic by Women. Now, I really don't feel like reading anymore, so I'm basically going to sum it up for you. I'll also provide a picture and obviously a link to all the articles in the description below. Now, this article basically says that if you adjust for made to penetrate, rape against women and rape against men is almost identical. Now, we finally come to our final study called Sexual Victimization Among Male College Students, Assault Survey Sexual Functioning and Health Risk Behavior. Now, this study says that out of 302 male college students, 51.2% reported at least one sexual victimization experience since the age of 16. 51%. That is, I mean, that is even higher than the made up 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 statistic that the feminists keep bringing up. Now, what you also have to remember is that they said sexual victimization, not rape. So there is a difference there. It could be anything. Now, let's see how the British government handles rape, shall we? Here we have a petition that says change the legal definition of rape in the UK to include female on male rape. Now, as you can see, the petition ended. Unfortunately, I would have actually signed up, and sadly, it did not succeed. But that is not what I want to focus on. What I'm focusing on is the way that the British government responded. Just take a look at this. The Sexual Offence Act of 2003 protects both men and women. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'd have to take your word on that one. All non-consensual sexual penetration is dealt with by specific serious offences, including those that can be committed by a man or a woman. For example, the offence of assault by penetration carries the same maximum penalty as rape. Hey, British government, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. When men have sex, they penetrate. When women have sex, they do not. So again, they have made it impossible for a woman to legally rape a man. Just another way that in Western society women are above the law and men are second-class citizens. Now, I could have shown you in this video all kinds of cases that show how even when women do get convicted of some sort of sexual crime, their prison sentence is significantly shorter than that of a man's, or if a woman is charged for rape, for example, if she has sex with a minor, which is considered statutory rape, basically the only way to convict a woman of rape, even then she gets a slap on the wrist at best. But instead I showed you how women legally cannot rape men. I mean, I didn't even know it was this bad. I had no idea until today. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully it didn't make you too depressed. And I mean, there's not really much to say. Just there's no need to like, no need to subscribe. Just comment on this video. I mean, that's why I made this channel, to interact with, I guess you could say, like-minded people or people that disagree with me. I want to see people's reaction, really. and just just share it with, I don't know, with friends, or maybe in if you're still in high school, this will be a pretty decent video to show your class. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video. Damn, my outros suck. Oh right, and one last thing before I go, guys. There are quite a few other videos about this subject, very well done. One by the amazing atheist called "When Men Get Raped," and another one I think called "Why Rape is Sincerely Hilarious." Both of them cover this subject very well. And also, I'm sorry I couldn't provide you with actual proper numbers, but it was very hard to find the amount of research that I did on this video. I mean, most of it seems to be kind of covered up. I'm not really, well, I guess you could, I guess you could say that you know why it's covered up, you know, some evil government conspiracy or whatever. But yeah, it is kind of hard to find actual numbers, well, at least actual numbers that are just for made to penetrate. The rest are just like numbers that are basically only men on men or whatever. No, no unbiased studies out there, unfortunately. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.